Welcome back to Alpine Garage Sports. My name is Chris, and you're in the garage with me here today. So thank you very much for every bit of support that you guys have given this channel. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, we love to hear from our subscribers. We love to hear from anybody. Please place your comments down below. I don't mind comments that are against what we're talking about here or challenging it a little bit, because this whole video is built to try to open up the dialogue about these things that are going on at CU now and kind of where we're going. So please don't hesitate, but when you do, please tell us who you are, what you're about, and where you're from, so I can get an idea geographically kind of where people are coming from. We have folks in England, we have folks in Sweden, we have folks in the Virgin Islands. We've got folks coming in from everywhere that are Coach Prime fans, that are now Colorado fans, and we welcome everybody, so come on in. All right, we're gonna pause there. Subscriber Eddie Got Game, you made a comment that I did get to let you see the touchdown at the end of the video on the last one. So here you go. Darren Hagan, bam, touchdown. How did I know that was gonna happen? That's for you, Eddie. So let's talk about Colorado's QB room. So this is something that's not talked about a lot right now. In fact, we're hearing everything about the backfield. We hear a lot about the defensive line. The offensive line is gaining more attention lately. We are so set with our starting quarterback that the rest of the quarterback team has kind of been in limbo a little bit. I've seen a lot of videos out there where they're talking about how we don't have a backup and that Colorado's quarterback situation is in dire straits. I'm going to tell you right now that we're not. So who's left in the transfer portal that we could go after if we wanted to try to solidify that backup position, if that's the way that Colorado is going to go? I've got two guys that are still out there that could be potential good fits at Colorado. So we're going to talk about that. So first. Coach Prime said he wants to win right now. This is not a rebuild for the team. He wants to make sure everybody knows that. We are not going to spend time 5 years rebuilding a team. He wants it rebuilt right now. So what does that mean? If you're doing that, you need to have depth like no other team does. That's where winning championships comes from, is that your backups are as good as your starters. The people that are coming in to relieve your starters are as good or really close to being as good as your starters. That's how championship teams win, because there are going to be injuries. People are going to be out for part of a game because, they get winded or cramped or something like that. And you need those backups to come in, because when they do, that's a soft spot. So now good teams who we play good teams, are going to notice those secondary players coming in, and that's where we're going to be pressing the ball. So the team has to be solid throughout. The problem with quarterback is that we're kind of after Shedeur. There hasn't been a lot set. Now, because Coach Prime wants to win right now, we need to verify what that looks like. So first of all, we have Sean Lewis. So Sean Lewis coming in here, I think, is like a whirlwind. A lot of people really didn't know a lot about him because Kent State's not a big school from the standpoint of making a lot of news, but obviously he is very well known in the coaching ranks because he was very highly touted, and as soon as Coach Prime brought him on, it was accolades all across the board. In fact, I don't know that I saw one negative thing about hiring Sean Lewis. So that's awesome. Now, what is Sean Lewis about? Sean Lewis, his offense at Kent State was a fast offense, and you've heard him say this before. He says that we're going to be buff fast. Now, buff fast is the Colorado version of the fast that he had at Kent State.
Yeah, so we're going to go fast, right? We're going to be buff fast, and we're going to make sure that our kids can play with confidence, that they can think fast, know fast, do fast, and they're going to have a swagger about them and a way in which they carry themselves, because they know that what we do works, and the amount of work that they have put in is going to give them conviction to carry themselves a certain kind of way. So we're going to light up that scoreboard. We're going to set those fireworks off, and it's going to be a lot of fun here.
He ran a real high-tempo offense, and that the quarterbacks that ran in that offense had to be super cerebral, super smart, because he usually had a lot of options going to the line. Now that creates a lot of different plays in the head. It's not just one option. Sometimes there's as much as 3 options going to the line. So we have to have really smart quarterbacks. Now the good news is that Shedeur is that quarterback. He's a really smart guy. We're not going to have a problem there. Obviously, we're going to be recruiting smart quarterbacks now into Colorado so that they can handle this high-paced offense. And at this altitude, this high-paced offense, especially at home, is going to kill opposing defenses. By halftime, they're going to be gasping for air. Their backups are going to be gasping for air. It's going to be kind of ridiculous. Nebraska had to go through this back when Colorado was running for championships. Tyrone Bird from Nebraska. Look at him. He's winded. Oh, he's breathing hard. He's one of the best free safeties in Nebraska history. He can't even breathe. That's what we're doing to him. Last year for Colorado was a rotisserie of quarterbacks. In fact, the last few years it has. And when Coach came in, a lot of them took the flight to other schools. We lost Maddox Kopp, JT Shrout, Owen McCown, and James Mott as well. So there's 4 quarterbacks gone that we had out of the quarterback room, basically replacing almost all of them with new players, with the exception of Drew Carter. And we'll go through that here in a second. Now we're going to start with our number 1 QB. So number 1 QB in the house is Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur is 6'1", 200 pounds. So he's a good pro-style quarterback size. He's a very good thrower. He's accurate. So in his sophomore season, he's played 2 seasons. He got progressively better. So his freshman season was good. His sophomore season was very good. He completed over 70% of his passes. I want to say it was 70.6% of his passes. He had 3,732 yards of offense. He had 40 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. So he was a very accurate passer. He's a very smart guy. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And that's where we're going to get really good. Now, he had a 160.4 passer rating. At that point, we have a very solid quarterback to run our offense. I think we have a better receiving crew than he had at Jackson State with some of these new guys that are coming in. And so we have really good targets there. Now, we're also playing some really good defenses. Now, let's go to what is likely our backup in this situation, which is Drew Carter.
Last but not least, we have one of the leaders of our 2021 class. He's a 2-sport athlete. He's planning on playing football and basketball here at Colorado. We're excited about his future. He's real athletic. 6'3", 195 pounds. Drew Carter from Tigard High School in Tigard, Oregon.
Now, Drew Carter was a multi-sport athlete in high school. He also played basketball. This guy is smart and he's athletic. And although he did play for Colorado last year, he had limited playing time. But you're talking about, let's go all the way back to high school for Drew Carter. He was the number 5 player in Oregon. He was the number 17 dual threat quarterback in the nation. He's a 3-star guy, and I think he could probably, with the proper coaching, now that we have Sean Lewis, I think that he could actually be a very solid backup. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be a very solid backup. In this newly coached all the way across the board team, I think he has a better opportunity than he did in the past, and we have to give those players credit for that. Now, Drew Carter in high school, he had a 198.3 passer rating. He was outstanding in his passer ratings. A lot of people aren't giving Drew Carter a lot of credit here. I want to, and here's the reason why. CU was his school of choice a couple of years ago. He wanted to play football and basketball here, and you know what? He did both. So not a lot of people can play 2 sports at a university, but he did it. And although he wasn't very prolific in his first couple of years because he only played a few games his freshman year and a few games his sophomore year, his stats really aren't all that impressive because he really didn't get a lot of play. He is a great athlete. His game against Washington last year, he played in the very last quarter. He played only 1 series that I remember now. He showed some grit in that series, and he put hammer down on one of the defensive backs for Washington, even though they had already gotten blown out. He wanted to have his opportunity. He took it. You know, I have a lot of respect for you, Drew, and I hope that everything works out for you here in this program and that you are able to be given a chance as a good backup for Shedeur this year. That's just a random note from Chris. Don't sell this guy short. All right, now our next most experienced guy, I'm not going to call him experienced because he hasn't really played for us, is Colten Allen. Now, Colten Allen is a local guy. He comes from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, which is essentially Denver. It's South Denver. It's about, 25 minutes from Boulder. He is a big guy, 6'3", 200 pounds. He would make a good pro-style quarterback from his frame anyway. And I think maybe he just needs coaching. So this is an opportunity for Colorado to maybe see what they have here. He may be a hidden gem. We don't know. It's like Coach says, he doesn't care about stars. He cares about what a player is going to put into the program. And he's even taking walk-ons right now. So Colten Allen actually has an opportunity here. So Colten, if you're watching, this is your opportunity. Go get it. But now I want to take a pause here and say, Colten, there really isn't a whole lot of information on you out there. I need some information on you. So my email address is actually in the description. So email me and give me some facts, give me some bio on you, and I will do another video just on you. But there isn't a whole lot out there about you, man. Then you have a couple of freshmen that are coming in. One of them is Ryan Staub, and a lot of people are talking about this guy as the guy that's going to be taking over for Shedeur when Shedeur leaves. He was pretty highly recruited out of high school. And he had actually committed to CU. I say committed. CU was one of the schools that he was looking at last year before the coaching change. And then once the coaching change happened, everybody that was committing to CU got kind of scared because they didn't know who the coach was going to be. Then we get Prime. Now, and Prime says basically, hey, commits, I appreciate everything y'all did, but we may not be honoring the commitments for some of you folks coming in. And Ryan stuck in there, and coach said, Ryan, come on board. So we got Ryan. Ryan stuck it out. He could have just fled somewhere else, but he stuck it out knowing that this is where he wanted to be. Coach gave him the nod, and he actually came early. So he graduated early from high school, and now he is enrolled at CU in the spring semester, starting in January, and he's practicing with the team. And in fact, if you watch Zico's channel, it shows him throwing the football and practicing with the wide receivers and the tight ends and that. So Ryan has a very bright future here. And I hope he stays, because at some point, I'm sure he's going to be starting, and he will have a ton of experience behind these other quarterbacks that are playing right now for CU. He's got a very similar frame to Shedeur. He's 6'1", 190, still has an opportunity to kind of fill out there. But he had some incredible stats in high school. 3,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. That is a stellar year, no matter where you come from. He's a California kid. We've got a top 25 quarterback coming in, and likely is going to redshirt. He'll sit out the first year, but keep in mind that redshirts can still play in 4 games. The last one in the quarterback room that we've signed so far is going to be coming in the summer, and his name is Kasen Weisman. Now, Kasen Weisman, 6'2", 180, so still very similar to Shedeur. He's a little lighter weight than the other guys, but he's also a senior in high school. He completed 62% of his passes, so he's a very accurate passer. I feel very strongly for him. Probably not as strongly as Ryan Staub, but then again, coach don't care about stars. They're all 3 stars, but he doesn't care about stars. He cares about output. He cares about how hard they're going to play and how much passion they have, and what's up here. How well can they take this offense and dump it into their head? Because the smarter you are going into one of these offenses, the better quarterback you're going to be. You can have less skill, as far as I'm concerned. You can have less pure athletic skill and be a smarter quarterback in this system and probably be more successful. So I think we have a really good team now. Now let's talk about, spring ball starts here in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And the coaches may decide that they want to pick up another transfer from the portal. So who would we be looking at? There's quite a few quarterbacks in there. Most of them are not rated. A lot of them look really good. Now, the ones that are rated, I'm going to stick to the ones that are highly rated and the ones that I think probably would come and play for Coach Prime because they still have playing time to go. So they could see Shedeur off to go to the pros in a year or two and still have playing time. So the first one, and it's kind of obvious to me, but maybe not to a lot of people, is Michael Alaimo. This guy is a 4-star player that actually played for Purdue. He redshirted his first year, so he still has 3 years of eligibility left. And he's a big dude. He's 6'5", 215 pounds. A lot of people think that with the right training, he could get up to 225, 230. And then he's going to be probably one of the biggest quarterbacks in the NCAA when it comes time for him to actually start. And he was the number 3 rated pocket passer in the country in his class. So this dude is a stud from that standpoint. He went to Purdue, and there wasn't a whole lot going on for him at Purdue. And I think at that point, he probably just decided to just leave. Now, a lot of people are pegging him to start for a D1 school. He may just decide to come to Colorado because of the culture and because of the campus and being able to stand behind Shedeur and see what's going on there and learn from the other quarterbacks in the room and get the coaching from Sean Lewis, quite honestly. And that would probably do him some good. So I think there is an option there. Now, another guy that's out there too is out there because of some shifts going on. So we're talking about Chance Nolan from Oregon State. So from within our Pac-12 family, as you could say, you have DJ Uiagalelei going into Oregon State. Big name from Clemson. He's going to go and change the program, and they're going to be even better than they were last year, and last year they were pretty good. So now Chance wants another opportunity. Now, he could start for a D1 school, and he may start for a D1 school. But this guy is a 3-star quarterback in high school. He's 6'3". He's a big dude. And he was the number 1 pro-style quarterback in his class. So Again, this may be a coaching thing. This may be just a fit thing. He didn't really fit at Oregon State. His numbers there, he played a little bit. His numbers there weren't all that great. But this could be a fit thing. And honestly, with the way this guy is built and his background in high school, what he's accomplished there, I honestly think Chance Nolan has a chance at CU and would make a great person in a locker room. Would he come and be a backup? That's the question. All right, and for my subscribers that when we did the Juwan Johnson video, the last video I did, he is the 4-star 2024 recruit that we just signed just a few days ago, who is an outstanding quarterback that decimated a Manning in high school. A lot of people, and we even said it too, he was pegged to come in here as a cornerback or maybe some other position. I said he would make a good running back, maybe a receiver, because he's so good after the catch. A lot of you said, no, give this young man his due. He is a great quarterback now. He could be a great quarterback for us in the future. Who cares if he's 5'11", 178 pounds? This guy can actually throw the football, and a lot of people think he's better than Arch Manning. So let's give him his due. He is already in our locker room. Okay, well, not right now. He will be in 2024. But let's just say he comes in 2024, he fills out a little bit, gains another inch or two, or not. Let's just say he stays 5'11", okay? Let's give him his due and let's put him in the future quarterback room. I'm going to do that because so many people reached out. In fact, I'm going to tell you who reached out. And I'm going to put a little board in here somewhere of the future crystal ball that our family here that we're putting together is stating. And a lot of you are stating he is going to be a quarterback for us and we should give him his due. Those people are Burl Allen. So Burl Allen, I think you might have started this whole thing and everybody kind of jumped on to and said, hey, yeah, Burl's right. I can't remember now, but Anthony Lee, Alan Saunders, Matthew Gandy, and Suave all of you guys, and Shifu Antonio. So you all said that he was going to start for us or could start for us, so we need to give him the opportunity to start for us at quarterback at some point. And that's going to be many years in the future. But if you hang with me, we're going to see if that's true. So we're going to put that on the board. So Juwan Johnson, we have you on the board as a quarterback, just so you know, buddy. All right, so that's our quarterback room at this point. Obviously, it can go in a lot of directions. There's still some transfers out there that we could put in here. But let's say we don't put in another transfer. This is our quarterback room. It looks to me, just from the view here, that Drew Carter is our backup for Shedeur going into spring practice. We will see after that. But for right now, that's what it looks like. The freshman guys we look at are probably going to redshirt, and that's kind of how this is going to play out. I appreciate you guys hanging out for this video. It's been a lot of fun. And again, put those comments down. Let's get some chat going. If I miss somebody, or if there's somebody that you think that is going to step up that maybe I haven't talked about, or if you have any insight into the transfer portal and maybe that somebody's going to be coming here that we don't know about, throw those names down there and let's take a look at it. I will put it on the war board and we're going to see if you're right. And if you are, I'm going to call you out and I'm going to say, hey, this person knows what they're talking about. We have the smartest CU Buffs fans from all over the country of any channel on YouTube. I guarantee that. That's a wrap from Alpine Garage Sports. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next video.